Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Vocast. It's been a little bit. We had 4 days between my last video, but this one's going to be worth it. Today we're doing another reaction and analysis video. It's going to be a first time for this one. It's be Voiceplay's most recent cover of Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. I like this song a lot. I know the song pretty well, so I'm excited to see what they do with this. This is a rock song from the 80s, and actually it may be from early 90s. I think it was on their 1990 album, but this is a bear of a song to cover, and I'm not 100% sure that rock always works in acapella. Of course, they did Dream On, and it turned out fantastic, but I'm excited to see where this goes. So with that said, we're going to jump into the first time reaction portion where I do not pause at all. You'll get my first honest, genuine reaction, and I'll try to minimize the amount of talking I do, but given how excited I am about this, I'm not 100% sure that I can guarantee a talk-free first reaction. So after that, we'll give you a brief pause, give you a transition over to the breakdown and analysis portion where I break down what you're hearing in the music, both vocally as well as musically. So with that said, let's dive into the reaction. Alright folks, so I am pretty much set. My piano's over here ready to go in case I need it. This is gonna get interesting. So like I said, this will be my first time reaction, genuine, and it is not going to be paused. So let's dive into Nothing Else Matters. This is gonna be interesting. Starting off with bell tones. E1 sub. I'm gonna enjoy this very much. There's so much happening. Sorry for all the noise, I was adjusting the mic.
So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are.
There's some awesome bass in the background, like super low.
Nothing else matters. Never opened myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. All these words I don't just say. Ooh, and nothing else matters. Trust I seek and I find in you. Every day for us something new. Open mind.
This is so cool.
Different view. Oh, and nothing else matters. Never cared for what they do.
Come on, J Nunn.
Never cared for what they know. But I know.
So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart.
Yes. Yes.
Never trusted who
Yes.
we are.
This is how you do a rock song a cappella. Another E1.
Never care for what they do.
Come on. awesome.
Never open myself this way.
Life is ours, we live it our way.
All these words I don't just say. And
Nice. Hey, Jeff.
and nothing else. Trust I see and I find in you. Every day for us something new. Open mind for a different view. And nothing else matters. And nothing else matters. Never care
Nice.
for what they
Nice, Ellie.
never care for what they say. Never care for games they play. Never care for what they do. And nothing else matters. Never care for what they know. But I know.
Ooh, the violin. Let's go. Golly, man. It's just a wall of sound. This is awesome.
So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are. And nothing else matters. Ooh.
Super well controlled riffing. Finishes on an E1 sub. Yo! I mean, what is there? What is there to say about a performance like that? I mean, there's a lot to say, but okay, so I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I will do my best to keep it under 30, but very unlikely. So we'll see where this goes. So I will see you over in the breakdown analysis portion of the video, and that's where we'll pick up. So see you in a second. All right, folks, so we are now down to the breakdown and analysis portion, where I break down what you're listening to in the vocals and in the music, and as well as the arrangement. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and promptly jump in, and I'll try to point out as much to you as I can, but given that this is 6 minutes and some change, we'll see what we have time to stop for. So the E1 sub. So you've got bell tones going on here at the beginning, so the dooms. Doom. So whenever I say bell tone, it is a note sung or played that resembles the sound of a bell, whereas a lot of initial articulation, and then it will typically rapidly decrease in volume. So the do vowel it replicates that as much as a human voice can replicate it. So.
Ooh.
So that rhythm that Ellie was doing there with his riffing in the vowel whenever he first starts, and then he opens up to an vowel. That rhythm is the beginning rhythm on the guitar as the song is opening up. For those that don't know the original, and that is it's a really iconic, it's a really iconic lick, if you would call it that, in rock, because you hear that. I mean, anybody that hears that is a rock fan in any capacity will most likely know the song. And the dum 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 dum, those notes that you're hearing in the background, those are part of that's an integral part of the song. But that part that the bell tones are on, and then the part that Ellie's doing here is part of a guitar part that what makes this song so recognizable, is what I meant to say. And nailing it so far. Jeff is doing a super controlled bass line here. You know, he's very, very controlled, bouncing back and forth between these notes. Very, very clean. He's not staccato, not legato. Right there in the middle, good sweet spot. Very, very nice. He's also on doom vowel. Come on, Jeff. Okay, so there's his second E1 of the song, and we're not even a full minute into it already. So E1 is literally this note right here. It is stupid low. It should not be able to come out of a human being in any capacity, but yet it does. Crazy. But the cool thing is that Jeff is doing this with subharmonics. And for those that don't know, subharmonics is an extended technique used to sing both high and low, but primarily it's more present in the bass singing world because of your ability to suddenly reach an octave lower than what you thought you could using this extended technique. And subharmonics are typically in my personal opinion, subharmonics are a little bit more impressive whenever you use them in music compared to inhale, because for me, I can just inhale a note into the negative octaves and it's absolutely no problem for me. But subharmonics for me take a little more work. I have to find the placement of the note, I have to slip into the subharmonic properly, and I have to keep it from, bouncing around, getting froggy sounding. And for me, whenever I hear a subharmonic being sung, I enjoy it a little more if it's if it's not like inhale, or I don't know. For me, at least, I enjoy subharmonics more than I do other extended techniques because I feel like, at least for me, they're a little bit more difficult to pull off. But I mean, for someone that's mastered subharmonics like Jeff and a lot of other singers out here, it's not that big of a deal. It sounds beautiful. Jeff's subharmonics sound so good that a lot of the time they could be mistaken for full-on chest. And we all know that Jeff does not have an E1 in chest. He has a G flat F sharp 1 in chest, but that is the bottom of his range currently. So about half of them are on the vowel. Sounds like the other half is on an vowel. Their mechanism is also, I'd say about half of them have a lighter mechanism, having a little more breath. The other half having a little bit heavier, not much. A little bit better vocal fold closure, but it's keeping a good blend. It's not like, not everybody is breathy, not everybody's fully resonant. Nice.
So close.
There's that like subwoofer like bang in the background. I'm not sure what effect that is. I'll play it back for you. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
So So close.
That. I was a little late, but one more time.
So close. No.
It could just be like an inward bass kind of thing. It could be like, or it could be like a sub, or it could be a growl even. It's actually much more likely to be a growl now that I think about it. But that is super cool, man.
No matter how far, couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are, and nothing else matters.
Very true to the original in this arrangement. It's very, very true to the original. Ellie's keeping a very, very balanced tone when he's carrying this lead, and that's exactly how the original was. So
Never opened myself this way.
Jay Nunn's doing the same thing.
Life is ours, we live it always.
Listen to these background harmonies being done by Caesar and Ellie when he's not singing the lead. They all mesh with Jeff's bass line really, really well. I'd love to stop and evaluate the chords and everything, but I just don't have the time to.
All these words I don't just say, ooh, and nothing else matters.
I think we're in the key of E major. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments.
Trust I seek and I find in you.
Who's there's a second voice along with Ellie here.
Trust I seek
Okay, yes, Jay Nunn they're doing a two-part unison lead here.
and I find in you.
Or is it a second part harmony? I need to listen again. I'm tripping.
I seek and I find in you.
No, it's a two-part harmony. I'm sorry.
Every day for us something new.
And did y'all notice how hollow it sounded? Jay Nunn's part sounded. That's created intentionally with the editing software they used. It creates a little bit of musical contrast whenever you're going through and doing this music. Gives you a little bit of the vocal effects as you're editing. Keeps it fresh, you know. I wouldn't say that this is too much of a departure from the original. It sounds great if you ask me, but this is what was I gonna say? So the hollow effect that comes here is just, like I said, it's there for vocal and musical contrast.
Open mind for a different view. Oh, and nothing else matters.
I think I'm hearing some overtones in here somewhere.
Never
Okay, so two cool things happened here. Jeff did his A1 in chest. Oh, that note, but the octave down. And then you had that bass hit, like I was telling you about earlier.
cared for what they do.
Come on.
Never cared for what they know. But I know.
Did y'all notice the snaps? I'm willing to bet that this is a Jeff arrangement.
So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are.
Yeah, I think this is a Jeff arrangement. I'm 95% sure. Jeff almost always has I can't talk today, tradition in the videos. Jeff almost always has snaps in his arrangements, literally like 95 to 100% of them. He's got them all the time. Let's see. And typically in Lane's arrangements, Jeff typically goes a little crazier with his low notes. So this one's a little bit more tame. The E1 or the E1 subs he's having are not, they're not long sustained. There's not other subs, other crazy low chest notes everywhere. So I wouldn't say they're everywhere in Lane's, but they're more present in Lane's arrangements.
And nothing else matters.
Nice E1 there. That was a nice E1 sub again.
Never cared for what
Also, did you guys notice that the beatboxing picked up here? He went from the snaps to the full-on basic drum kit beat. You know, I can't do a snare effect that good, but so they opened up from the snap and I believe the kick as well to a full-on small basic drum kit kind of beat, and it's building intensity. Like I say in other videos, this is one way to build intensity and volume is they'll introduce more drums and they'll increase volume. I just dropped my mic, my marker that I was sitting here fiddling with.
they do. Never cared for what they do. Never cared
The alternating background parts too are really cool. Listen for these as we continue to roll through. I don't have time to evaluate them all, but
for what they know.
nice beard there, Ellie, by the way.
Never open myself this way.
Nice breath there, Caesar.
Life is ours, we live it our way.
Do you hear the higher partials in Jeff's voice here? If it's like I say in a lot of other videos that he's present in, or in a lot of music that he's present in, is that you can tell he's a truly low bass. Just to listen to how his voice rattles within his own body, even when he's not trying to slam a low note, or he's not trying to be incredibly like loud. He's just sitting there singing a casual lead in his comfortable range. And you could just hear the top end of those big low notes, and they're just crisp, clear. They rattle like crazy even when he's trying to be quiet. He is truly he's the quintessential low bass singer.
Life is ours, we live it our way.
All these words I don't just say. And nothing
There's a nice
else
breathy A1 in chest.
nothing else. Trust I see.
The video shake was cool, and then there was a bit of a drop here in the percussion as well.
Else matters. And nothing else. Trust I see. And I
The drum beat has also changed, so that's also really cool. What else was I going to point out?
find in you.
Yeah, like I said, just continue to listen to some of these background harmonies. If you already know the song very well and you've heard this cover already, then I'd suggest you tune out the leads and really hone in on the backgrounds to see how intricate they get. And they're really pretty too, so.
Every day for us something new. Open
The C5 from Ellie there. Nice.
for a different view.
Nice downward riff from Ellie there.
And nothing else matters. And nothing else matters. Never cared for what they say. They never cared for what they say. Never cared for
That's a nice trade-off part there. Hello. Listen to that.
what they say. They never cared for what they say. Never cared for games they play. Never cared
They're just sitting there trading each other's parts off, and it sounds wonderful.
for what they do. And nothing else matters. Never cared for what they know. But
There's definitely a lot of departures from the original in the background parts, in the trading off, but that's what makes Voiceplay's version of it so unique, is that they add their own flair by making it feel similar to the original, but not the same musical contrast, but they're also doing, that's one of the things that I've seen a lot of acapella groups do, is they'll add a lot of trading off parts, and they'll do like part trade-offs, they'll do a lot of extra background harmonies, and they'll add riffs in there. And this is truly Voiceplay's arrangement, Voiceplay's performance, because although this is Metallica's song 100%, Voiceplay has truly made their own version of it, and it sounds great. And here comes the violin. Okay, at that point, that's like a wall of sound. So they're pretty much yelling that yeah part right there. Listen to this. Listen to the grit. It's like they're pretty much healthily yelling. But they're doing it way louder. That was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Very powerful. At that point, that was the climax of the song. Everything was leading up until that point. And then there was a hit. Lane gets tossed his violin, and then he starts carrying on. There's another E1 sub in the background, a little bit less in your face than the others. Forgot about that sound effect. That was ridiculous. Let's listen to that again. I have no idea. That was cool. Nice, Lane. That's a B6, I think, being played on the violin. Can we not just appreciate how realistic Lane's sound effects, or how real his vocal percussion is? Listen to this like mini breakdown here. This is nuts. Right after he finishes ridiculous violin solo, by the way. That was awesome in itself, but listen to how realistic his vocal perk is here. Again, that is just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Now it's coming down in volume and intensity. We're back down to the snaps again.
Forever trusting we are, and nothing else matters.
Back to the bell tones again. That was the trademark guitar riff from the beginning. Listen for it, that Ellie just did. And that's not necessarily easy to do vocally and or accurately when you're trying to replicate that. So beautiful job, Ellie. And now Jeff is on the dum, 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 that part from the beginning. And that's a little bit of a departure from the beginning portion of this cover, is that everyone else was doing the bell tones, and now at this particular portion, just Jeff is doing the do's. So, well, Jeff did it for one little section here. Now it's back to the way it was at the beginning. And Jeff finishes on the... He's just finishing on an E1 sub. That is ridiculous. Golly, man. It's like I said in the first time reaction portion of this video. How do you describe that? You throw your hands up because you don't know what else to do. You throw your hands up and you're laughing. You're just like, this is crazy. You're truly crazy, man. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of this one. I managed to keep it under 30 minutes, I think. So actually, I'm not gonna speak too soon. But anyway, I gotta plug myself real quick before I go. So if you like the channel and the content that I'm putting out. I would appreciate it if you would throw me a thumbs up on this video. And if you feel like vocalizing how much you like the video, feel free to drop a comment or any information you have for me. Any knowledge that I don't know, you're welcome to share it. Also, if you are enjoying my content on another level and you want to contribute to the channel, consider subscribing. We would love to have you in the Vocast family. We've got some exciting things coming up, so stay tuned for those. If you are enjoying the content so much that you feel like you want to give even more than just subscribing, I do have a Patreon where you can support me as little as $3 a month and as much as $10 a month currently. I have not yet opened up any plans higher than $10 a month, but if anyone wants to support me that much per month, we will cross that bridge when we get there. So I do encourage you to check out the Patreon. If you decide to support me, there are a lot of benefits for you as a patron if you decide to become one. So with that said, I'm going to sign off of here. This has been Drew on the Vocast. I love you. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.